I still walk the field with a keeping it real mentality. Duck the fame, I want humanity. Round here you can feel in the air the brutality. When will it end? Answer me. Too many liars and deceivers. Evil genius keeps secrets, keeps you at your weakest, draws in the dreamers, the easiest minds to influence. Your eyes on consumer goods, you work for them. He just bought a super mush. They're on about save the kids, but they closed down all the youth clubs. What's left are ISSP schemes. Gotta be a step away from jail to be seen. The old tellers opportunities are everywhere, but the young are all outside Dortmund Square. It was same a decade ago. Me and the mans them with same complaints. They haven't met demands. I'm grown now, trying not to let you down, but the chance I'll fail is lowering. Feel like I'm holding onto what's left by a thread. Is it best for them to go on without me? I still walk the fields. Planet Terror, eat or be eaten. Most of the friends I had were not speaking. Peer pressure peaking. We all want the same prize. Between the devil and the deep seas where we lie. We're in the ghetto residentials, locked tight. Scars on our arms and legs from dogfights. Scars on our hearts and scars in our hearts and heads from lost rights. It's just not right. Hey, oh man, mashing up. Man, I should even be mashing up them lyrics, yeah. Because I've been doing them for years. So I'm going to break it down. I still walk the field with a keeping it real mentality. I mean, you know, keeping it real is one of the most popular phrases, especially in 90s hip hop. You know what I mean? We was always told, keep it real, keep it real. We're not sure what it is and how to keep it real, but what I understood anyway, is just that what you are saying, you know, you got to make sure you're telling the truth. Now, what I understood as I got older is hip hop and hip hop music and the art of MCing is not really about telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You know, it can work with some people in what they're talking about. They can say things and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But if you are getting into some quite shady activities, yeah, it's probably best to kind of, you know, just omit certain truths, omit certain locations, omit certain names of people that you are associated with, doing certain things with. It's probably best to just edit a couple of things and just not quite incriminate people or yourself into wagwan. So keeping it real is about talking and coming from a place where you know exactly what you're talking about. And if you're around people that is like, yo, break it down, whether you can be on camera and say certain things and people can be like, okay, yeah. Or when you're around your peoples and you're saying, yo, I'm saying what's going on and people can understand it and know, yeah. But it's about talking from a place where people know that you're being genuine with what's going on, you know? And you know, that's what it is. Duck the fame, I want humanity is always been what I've been about, you know? Like, I've never rapped to... Rapping for me has always been a therapeutic thing. It's always been therapeutic for either myself or others. So I was talking about things where it's going through things because, you know, one of the raps... In fact, I'll tell you straight, the two raps that really made me really want to, like, MC and showed me that the style that... Like, I could do a style that is, like, something I could talk about. Because everything else I was hearing, the gangster shit. And it's not me, you know what I mean? So, the most coolest music was gangster music. And it's like, that is not me. But the two songs that really made me feel like I can contribute something was AZ's Ho Happy Jackie and Ghostface Killer, All That I Got Is You. Ho Happy Jackie was about a girl that AZ was into, but she was just known in the ends and she was a bit of a sket and she was just doing what she was doing, do you know what I mean? Like, in these days they call it a dot, you know what I mean? And so it was like, I can talk about things like that, do you know what I mean? It was, that approach to rap was what made me eventually come up with Broken Soul. You know, it was talking about things that I know what I'm on about, do you know what I mean? And things that a perspective that I can really look into. And then with Ghostface Killer, all that I got was you, you know, dwelling in the past flashbacks when I was young, do you know what I mean? And, you know, Mommy wears the toilet paper, use the newspaper, Miss Jones lengthens the couch, she's the neighbor, you know, stuff like that, you know. I can talk about like being broke and being poor, like, you know, because I'm from the ends where we come from, where it's predominantly that. So when I heard those kind of rhymes, it's like, okay, if I can get skilled enough at talking about things like that, that's what I want to talk about. So it's been about humanity, you know. Around here you can feel in the air the brutality. I wrote this rhyme in like 2009, and things were going on where we was feeling unjustly, like, just trodden on by society. Like in our area, we just feel trodden on all the time. We feel trodden on a lot of things that are just coming in and out of our neighborhood, absorbing our culture, absorbing what's going on, and then what we're getting is just beaten down, stealing from, stolen from. We felt like this a long time before George Floyd. You're seeing the brutality now. George Floyd is now. 3 years ago it was whoever. I'm talking about America here, but England, we got our own thing. We got stuff going on that we need to talk about. Stephen Lawrence, that's a long time ago, but there's other names, you know what I mean? And, you know, we feel it. That's why I say around here, we feel in the air. Before it even happens to us, we're always tense. You know, when will it end? Answer me. It's not ended in 2020. So when will it end? What's the answer? You know what I mean? It's come back. It goes. It almost goes. It comes back. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. You know, too many lies and deceivers. You know, people. Anyone who tells you the answer is lying. You know, they're lying right now. No one has the answer. No one has the answer. Too many lies and deceivers. The evil genius keeps secrets. Now, the evil genius. The first time I heard the phrase "evil genius" was Green Lantern. I'm sure DJ Green Lantern. I'm sure he's the one that called himself the evil genius, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds clever," you know, the evil genius. But then I realized, famous grouse, I'm not sponsored. Try to hide that, but yeah, it's done now. Evil genius is the devil. And so the first time I heard it, it sounded slick, and then I was like, okay, evil genius is the devil. Okay, that makes sense. The evil genius keeps secrets and keeps you at your weakest, you know. The second time I heard the phrase evil genius is from a gamer called Justin Wong. And you know, they're gamers. It just sounded cool to them as well. I don't know if they actually know what it means, but it sounds cool, doesn't it? Evil genius, but it actually means Satan. So when I said, yo, the evil genius keeps secrets, keeps you at your weakest, you know what I mean? That's the devil always, you know. It keeps you at your weakest, but the way it keeps you at the weakest is by making you feel like you're at your strongest. He'll make you feel like you're at your peak. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out when people are trying to offer you certain things, offering you certain, too good to be true. Everything's too good to be true. You know, you got to watch out. You know what I mean? No one can promise you the world. You know, don't believe someone that's going to promise you everything. And, you know what I mean? And there's all you got to do is anything. If it sounds like all you got to do is, oh no, I swear all you got to do is, never trust it. Keeps secrets, keeps you at your weakest, draws in the dreamers, the easiest minds to influence. Your eyes on consumer goods. You work for them. You know what I mean? You know, he just bought a super mush. You end up with, why is it that we're always working twice as hard, 3 times as hard, and we feel like we're at best we pay our bills, at best. You know what I mean? And it's like the other man, he buying supers, and you know what I mean? Like, you know, you the boss you're working for is buying. You know, when you always have to be out of pocket to get luxuries, where it's always looking like the person that's, you know what I mean, the person you're working for is always getting these luxuries, and it never quite at a loss, you know what I mean, for luxury. And you know what I mean, it's like, oh, why am I always feeling, you know, they're on about save the kids, but they've closed down all the youth clubs, you know what I mean. Now I'll have to really investigate what the youth clubs are like these days, but I know that it came to a certain point when I was growing up, where things like, the Mandela Center Youth Club, when, you know what I mean? Like, I used to love that youth club, and we used to have the tuck shop there, and the big TV was in room, and the Sega Mega Arcade was in the other, that had like 30 different games on it, you know what I mean? Auto Beast was on it, and Fantasy Star, and Golden Axe, and everything was on there, and, I mean, I had good times at that, and it just felt like that was gone. The Adventure Playground was definitely gone by the time I got to age to really like be able to go up on there. And the Adventure Playground really felt like an adventure when I was young, and it was the first place I ever saw a badge maker. I was like, yo, these guys are making your own badges. Like, I was mystified by that place, but by the time I got to an age where I could fully be able to grasp it, it was gone, and then when I was a kid, I got to town, and everything was gone. The Laser Quest was gone. The arcade was gone. The toy shops were gone. You know what I mean? I got to an age, Centerfold was my thing. By the time, and then the Centerfold was gone. Centerfold, I'm sure, like, when I really looked at it, it was only there for about 4 years at the most. You know what I mean? And it was gone. I was like, yo, why is this place? And everything just got to a point where it was just gone. You know what I mean? And that wasn't even a youth club. That was just an entertainment center. But youth clubs, it was just like, yo, it all feels like it's going. It just felt like it was getting swept up. And everything felt specific that was for the young. There was dance workshops, and there was martial arts workshops, and there was certain things that was just very specific. But youth club, where you could really just chill, it felt like it was disappearing from us, you know what I mean? Or for me personally, anyway. And what's left, the ISSP schemes. Now, ISSP is the International Society of Safety Professionals, and, I had an experience where I was working with Host Media Center, and I did a little thing where I was volunteering to work with some kids that were under that scheme, and basically it was just kids, one step away from jail to be seen. Like, they were just too young to be in jail, and, there were last chances. It was just getting treated like that, and you know what I mean? And their social workers, it all they really wanted for them was just to behave. That was really it, you know what I mean? Like, and so I was a musician. I wasn't a social worker. I was a musician. So I'm feeling like I want to be around people that really want to rap and do music. And I'm just seeing that, the kids, they're just here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think they'd even, with ISSP, it wasn't even a thing of where you would just basically, okay, you go in here this week, you go in here this week, you go in here this week, and you go in here this week. And if you happen to be interested, absorb it. If not, you know what I mean, it's on you. Do you know what I mean? So I was just, that really, like, I really got tense up about being in that environment and being around, not even the kids, because kids are just kids, you know what I mean? But being around adults that are just like bare minimum for the kids. And I just felt the tension. I was like, man, it's what really led me to, the old tellers' opportunities are everywhere, but the young are all outside Dortmund Square. So when it got to a time where I was able to work with Gemma Povey and Stee and Mal with Future Arts, and, everyone else that was there, Gemma and everybody else, you know what I mean? And, my thing there was, while I'm in town, while I'm in the city centre, and I'm in a place, bottom of Eastgate, I have to make this an environment where people in my area, in Chapeltown and Hare Hills, know that there is a place in town that if you're really about this music thing, you can come here, and with the time that we've got, in the time that you've got, we'll do whatever we can to be able to help you to, just learn some more skills and really get the confidence up at best, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And even more, we can just record some stuff, produce some stuff, and just see what we're going, you know what I mean? But you're in a place where you're around people that really care, and we're really about it. And if you're about it, we're gonna really give what we can to you, you know what I mean? And stuff's gonna come out of this, and we're gonna really make something, and you know what I mean, show that we appreciate your talent and we appreciate your efforts as well, so you know what I mean, that was my opportunity to really just make something of it. And so So when I started with Future Arts, I was getting a workshop done with Fusion. Like me and Steve, we was orchestrating the Fusion workshops on Mondays, and a technique that me and Jamal implemented along with a few others, you know what I mean, was the clamp system that was founded by Chuck D. Concept, lyrics, attitude, appearance, music, and performance. We implemented that into what was going on, and we was working with kids from our areas, from everywhere, you know what I mean, because the whole environment was all different music, you know what I mean, all different music, all different vibes, all different ambitions, you know. It was my personal agenda to make sure that Chapeltown and Hare Hills know what going, but you know what I mean, we treat everybody the same, you know what I mean, because it's about who steps in the door, you know what I mean. My job is to make sure that Chapeltown and Hare Hills know the door's there, but whoever steps in the door, we treat with the same respect and the same ideology, you know. So we was averaging 6, 7, 8, you know, attendees to come to the workshops. And around that time, the Prince's Trust was around, and we was doing like daytime. We did a daytime scheme. It was like a full week of a daytime scheme where kids that were assigned under the Prince's Trust came to our place, and they was using the facilities, and we had a program set up for them, and was some really good. We got a lot of good work done. We got a lot of progress, and we got through to a lot of, you know, we got through to the attendees, you know what I mean, and we made some good progress. And at the end, there was a presentation, and there was one particular person that had their own social worker, and the social worker heard what the artist came up with at the end, and they was like, oh wow, like they actually did something. Like anywhere else, we're just happy if they behave, you know what I mean, we're just happy if they just, you know what I mean, just don't break nothing. And it was like, and when I heard that, like that was like the biggest achievement for me, is that I could draw something out of someone that even their social worker was just like no hope in them, and weren't really seeing nothing, you know what I mean. And it's not like that student was easy, but we just had to build the environment that it's like, yo, we're real with it, you know what I mean. And if you really apply it, something can come, you know what I mean. So, you know what I mean, we did well with that. And so, you know, on that Friday, Jay Mill came around because he was helping me with the workshops on the Mondays. He came on the Friday and saw the end of the Prince's Trust and saw that we'd really sparked something with that. And then I told him, yo, I'm going to be in Birmingham on Monday. So on the workshops on Monday, I'm not going to be there. Are you guys going to be all right? And he was like, yeah, we got the team. We'll hold it down. Went to Birmingham, saw Wu-Tang. On the Tuesday, I called up Jay and I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, did it go well? And he was like, yo, you know how we was averaging at 7 and 8 students on that Monday, we had 20. We had as much as 20 to 24, and it was just like, yo, like, and he was like, yeah, man, whatever you did at Prince's Trust, you know what I mean, whatever you, Steve and Slim did, you know what I mean, y'all really sparked something because people are coming down, and I think that the Fusion workshops is hitting, you know, we've got something here. And so, you know, that was one of my proudest moments, you know, to really spark something that's making people know that we had a real environment in town, because, you know, it leads on to it with the same a decade ago, me and the mans them with same complaints. They haven't met their mans, you know what I mean? We're looking at our elders, and our elders are just trying their best, you know what I mean? Like, I know now as an elder that, yo, they were just trying their best, because with hip-hop, a lot of things is we're grasping the information and just trying to make something with it. Everybody's grasping, everybody's trying to fit their ideologies and being like, this works and that works, and no, we can't do that, and why. And, you know, a lot of things made sense when I was trying to do it myself and being like, I'm grown now, trying not to let you down, the kids down, but the chance I'll fail is lowering, because whatever we have good only gets good for so long, and then we start, you know what I mean, life starts hitting us, and drama starts hitting us, and everything starts hitting, and we're just like, man, feel like I'm holding onto what's left by a thread. Is it best for them for going without me? So when it gets to that point, what we always what we always did, you know what I mean? I had this ideology, Technico had this ideology, JML had it, Leona had it, Dina had it, Science had it. We all had the ideology of that, you know. Steve is the same, that we taught kids how to be able to be independent. Everything that we showed the kids was we were showing them how to be able to do it themselves. You know, a prime example was like if we had a group of friends that would come around and they'd wanna, you know, because I'll deal from a rap perspective. You got 3 kids, they want to rap. You know what I'm saying? But what we'd do is we'd have, look, we've got the studio here. So one of you's gonna rap, only one of you is gonna rap your verse at a time. The other person's gonna record them. Y'all gonna be on the boards. Y'all gonna press the record thing. Y'all gonna make sure the verse is looking right and they ain't spiking and distorting and doing all that. Do you reckon that the take is good, or do we need to do it again? Okay, this is how you know what I mean? This is how you can keep that verse, but we'll do a next one. This is how you do it. So we're teaching, one person's rapping because they all know how to rap, but the other person's recording, and they're all getting the turn where they're recording each other. So now you're rapping, you're recording, now you're on the step to being an engineer. Do you know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? So this is the other side of what's going on that you can learn. You know what I mean? So if you ever get your home set up, you're already comfortable rapping and recording. You know what I mean? It's all getting implemented. So we always taught the kids how to be self-sufficient. And even even if they didn't get it, do you know what I mean? Even if they didn't get it, some got it early on, some didn't, but it didn't matter whether they got it or not. It was what we was implementing. We was always putting the added extra on the terms of what you want to do and the other parameters around it. If you rap, then you gotta know if your stuff sounding good. You gotta know that the other person on the other end is gonna be capturing you right and it's got you on the other side, and the same for your friend. You know what I mean? So it was that we was trying to implement. We was always on levels to teach kids how to be self-sufficient. We was never be like, depend on us and we're just gonna be here on the boards, because we know this only gets going so good for so long. So we was always trying to do that. So that was our mission. You know, I still walk the fields. Planet Terror. Planet Terror is a movie. You know what I mean? It's a movie. Robert Rodriguez movie, part of the Grindhouse duo. Death Proof and Planet Terror was a project that Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez was working on, where they wanted to pay homage to the 70s horrors that were very the low budget, you know, the low budget horrors. They only had a certain amount of money and certain type of camera and a certain type of, you know what I mean, time schedules, and you know that really grimy, gritty horror, you know what I mean, that stuff that, you know what I mean, like the mainstream ain't really messing with, you know what I mean? But you get the Grindhouse, you get, you know, the Deuce in New York, you get the specials, you know what I mean? You get the horror double specials, you get the adult movie double specials, the martial arts double specials, and the blaxploitation double specials, that kind of thing. So Planet Terror was like a zombie kind of movie homage, you know, that Robert Rodriguez made. And so Planet Terror, Eat or Be Eaten, that's where that comes from, you know. Most of the friends I had were not speaking, peer pressure peaking, we all want the same prize, you know what I mean? We're raised in an environment where it's just small wins, you know what I mean? Everyone's trying to grasp the small win. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like I said, the ideologies that we're all trying to implement, you know what I mean? It leads to fallouts, disagreements, you know, you go this way, I go that way, you know, peer pressure peaking, we all want the same prize. But you know, with me, myself, I want everybody at some point to get a prize. You know what I mean? I want the best person. You know what I mean? I know there's people that don't know what the real crack is with me and what's going on, but like, I want the best person to get the prize. I want whoever is the most capable to rep for Leeds to get the prize. I'm a patriotic motherfucker. That's what I am. You know, when it comes to this Leeds, I am Leeds UK hip hop. That's what I am. You know what I mean? I'm Leeds, then UK, then hip hop. You know what I mean? But I'm Leeds first. I'm patriotic to the fucking death with this shit. So it's all about that for me. And so with that, you know, when I see the guy get the win, like I'm the first one there. Anyone will tell you that when that's it's about to crack. You know what I mean? I'm either watching that screen or I'm at that thing or I'm with you on the work the week before where it's like you're gonna go to the thing and being like, yo, listen, if my advice or anything I can help or any mix or whatever, I'm there. And anyone, you know what I mean? Anybody knows at that time where it's like, yo, it's about to crack. And I've been there at some point, either there in the crowd or there before, being like, yo, this is what I think, how. And you know what I mean? I've had that for me. So it's each one teach one. I've had that for me, so I've had to have that for the next. And even when we're not speaking, you know what I mean? You know, I'm sure a lot of you know that when me and Peace Soldier had our little disagreement, we had our little spat. He had his little verse for me. I had my little, you know what I mean, verse for him. At that time when we really wasn't speaking, but when he got that, when Afghan Dan, you know what I mean, licked off with the Blackpool Grind meanie, when that kicked off, and then Afghan Dan was feeling himself a bit hard and being like, yeah, I want to do this battle thing, you know, and he was at a notoriety where he could get a high profile English battler to be his debut. The guy he got was Peace Soldier. You know what I mean? I was like, I have to be there to see that, you know? And I went to that event, Temple of Boom, Don't Flop. Was it Don't Flop? I don't know if it was Don't Flop. I don't think it was Don't Flop. It was Don't, I'm sure it was Don't Flop. It was Don't Flop Grime, I'm pretty sure, but correct me. Yeah, it was, I'm sure it was Don't Flop Grime, man. But correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, so you know, I paid my ticket in. I didn't ask nobody for no thingy, because it's not my place to be asking for no favor to get in. And I paid my ticket in because the guy who's the drawer is like, we ain't vibing, so I'm paying my ticket in to not even to let him know I paid in, because it's like, this is not my environment of the thing, you know what I mean? So I'm just here, I'm spectating, I'm supporting, I'm putting the money down so the money goes where it's supposed to go, and I'm gonna check this Leeds body bag everybody, because Pizzo's a body bagged Afghan Dan, schooled him, showed him what grime is all about, because we didn't really know that. Afghan Dan didn't really know what it was, do you know what I mean? Like, that was his first real like battle. Like, he really was not prepared for the environment. Like, he was so unprepared that he was a fan there. He was fanning out as he's battling, and it's just like, yo, dude, like, you can't fan out here. Like, this is battling. This is where you have to show that you really are gonna hold your own, and you're fanning out, and we're not, you know what I mean? Like, we're not about this repeating your bars and just only having 3 sets of lyrics and doing your. And you're not clashing. Like, he's there like sound clashing. Even a clash, you gotta have more bars. But no, this is battle. Like, where's your bars for P? And P just, like, he just schooled him. Like, it was really just like, yo, listen, like, get built for this. It was just like, get built for this, or this isn't for you. Like, figure it out, you know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of things we realized that Afghan Dan was 19, he was young, and so, yeah, I was glad to be there to see it live, to see that happen, to see Dialect Body Raptor, to see Den Body Vigilant, because he was doing his little bars about fuck Leeds, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, listen, like, Zen, kill this Mo, kill him, because this is not going down. Like, this cat, they all have to know, don't come here saying nothing. So we killed it. That was the win. You know what I mean? The other win was me and Naughty. Like, you know, Naughty, it was my guy from day dot. It ain't that way no more. You know what I mean? And there was a time where it really wasn't that, and we fell out. But, you know, Naughty, you know, the word went out. Naughty's opening up for Mobb Deep. And I had to be there. You know? Because the one thing that I knew, anybody who knows Naughty knows that he is the Mobb Deep fan of Leeds. Like, Prodigy is his favorite rapper. You know what I mean? And like some people will tell you it's Tupac, but those who know, it is Prodigy. Prodigy and Mobb Deep was his favorite rapper. And when you look at history, he's one of the last people to be an opening act for Prodigy. Yo, tell me if Mobb Deep came to Leeds more than once. Tell me if they came more than once. Or did they just come once to Leeds? And the one time that they came to Leeds, Naughty, their biggest fan. Like, their biggest fan in Leeds. They ain't nobody bigger. Like, you know, I'm sorry. No, but Prodigy. Okay, there might be bigger fans of Mobb Deep, but Prodigy, the one, Naughty, it's the guy. You know what I mean? So I had to see it, and we wasn't vibing, but I had to see it. I paid for 3 tickets. I got my cousin a ticket, I got me a ticket, and I got my little sister a ticket. And that's where we was at, you know what I mean? Because their birthdays were around that period. So I got them tickets. That was their birthday presents, was that ticket to see Mobb Deep and Naughty in concert, you know what I mean? And I had to go. It's like it didn't, because all that whatever me and him was going through didn't matter at that point. It was the win. It was the win that was, it was blue and amber, man. Like, that's where it's at, and I'm always that. Do you know what I mean? And it ain't on no glory supporter thing. You know what I mean? It's just really about, I want us to win, man. Like hip hop, I think we've got the illest thing that's going on. You know what I mean? It's us. I. You know what I mean? I know that everybody else, they got their thing. You know what I mean? I know Manchester have got their thing. I know Birmingham have got their thing. I know where have got their thing. You know what I mean? I know Liverpool's got. You know what I mean? We got two rappers. We had 3 from Liverpool that was killing it. I know A-Star's killing it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's locked up now, but I know what City's got, who they've got. Do you know what I mean? But I'm trying to see when Leeds is gonna really get that crack going. Do you know what I mean? Pause. Nah, fuck all that pause shit. Between the devil and the deep seas where we lie, man. We're in the ghetto residentials, locked tight. Scars on our arms and legs from dogfights. You know, that, the dogfights, like, that comes from a movie called Fresh, you know. It's hood classic. Quite smaller known than most of the hood classics. People don't really talk about Fresh, but Fresh was the first movie where I really saw that people, like, fight their dogs and their staffs and their pit bulls against each other, you know what I mean? Before all this Michael Vick stuff. That was the only time I really saw it depicted, you know what I mean? I've never seen it for real. But yeah, dogfights, scars on our arms and legs from dogfights, man. That was the first time I really saw it, was from that movie. And Fresh is a really cool movie. I recommend anybody, like, go see it. However you gotta see it, man. Find that movie and see it. You know, about a 12, 13-year-old kid selling crack cocaine and heroin. It's about the youngest drug dealer in the hood, and he's selling for 2 different drug dealers. He sells crack for one drug dealer, and he sells heroin for another. At 13 years old. That's why when people talk about cuties, yeah, that's why I'm like, yo, with that movie, I'm not going to go into it too much because I did the video, but with cuties, this is what I'm telling you about, where you've got movies about little kids doing stuff. Fresh is one of them movies, man, where you see a little kid that is really out of his element and he's doing stuff. He's doing the most. He's out here. But there is consequences. You know what I mean? It goes off and things happen. It all comes together at the end. And chess is looked at very differently in that movie than in other movies. Most movies that really deal with chess are just about chess. But this chess is a secondary part to this boy's life, and you see it. So, you know, scars on our arms and legs from dogfights, man. Scars in our hearts and heads from lost rights. It's just not right. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're seeing it now. You know what I mean? People are talking about Black Lives Matter. First it was George Floyd this year. Then it became about gender equality, and before you know it, it's just diluted. You know what I mean? Like, right now, I'm just really talking about Black Lives Matter, because, you know, Black Lives Matter, you know, I deal with the statement, not the organization. So you know what I mean. I used to feel a bit like, well, you know what I mean, 'cause I talk about backoffs, man. I'm feeling like, am I really insulting? But the phrase is so diluting and thinking now, and you got people, you know what I mean. You can't even let Ashley Banjo talk about Black Lives Matter before you want to Ofcom him, Ofcom Alicia Dixon for having BLM as a necklace. You can't have a necklace now. People want to talk something. You know what I mean? But I gotta go to CEX and I gotta see someone wear turf-free zone in CEX. They know who they are. Turf-free zone, trans-exclusionary, radical feminists. I gotta see that when I shop. If I say something now, I'm gonna look a certain way. You know what I mean? But we can't wear BLM. You know what I mean? Lost rights all the time, man. You know what I mean? That's why we stay on this hip-hop side. I stay talking what I gotta talk in my rhymes. You know? Because it's all I know how to do to get what I'm doing, to get what I'm getting out there. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the first breakdown, man. The Field. You can check that out on my album Fracture. Yeah. The first fragment in the Rhyme and License trilogy. The Field, man. Yeah, that's one of the most impactful songs that I really wrote, you know, like after Broken Soul, like that was, you know what I mean, this series is gonna be about like the ones that really shape my style. It's gonna be, you know what I mean, I'm gonna really try to make this breakdown so people know what I go on with what I'm saying. Thank you very much for your time.